She dropped off her daughter at Grandma's house for just a few hours, said she'd be back that night. But what followed was a horrifying chain of betrayal, manipulation, and murder. A young mother's body buried near a volcano. A web of teenagers lured into a killer's plan, and a man hiding behind religion to mask the evil he had done. This is the heartbreaking story of Carolai Serrano, a case that shook Costa Rica and revealed how far someone will go to silence the truth. Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. If you're passionate about real crime stories that go beyond headlines and dive deep into the human side of tragedy, you're in the right place. Please subscribe, drop a comment, and share. It really helps this channel grow and allows me to bring you more powerful stories like this one. Let's begin. August 12, 2019. Heredia, Costa Rica. It was a calm Monday evening when 25-year-old Carolai Serrano left her mother's home after dropping off her 3-year-old daughter, Amanda. She told her mother she'd be meeting some friends and would be back later that night, but Carolai never returned. Her phone went silent. Messages unread. No signs. No explanation. For Rosemary, her mother, this silence was terrifying. Carolai was responsible, dependable, and never vanished without a word, especially with Amanda waiting for her. Something was wrong. The next morning, Rosemary drove to Carolai's home. The gate was unlocked. Lights were still on. TV playing. Her hair straightener still plugged in. Everything looked like she'd just stepped out. But she hadn't come back. That same day, Rosemary filed a missing person report. But what no one knew then was that Carolai had already been dead for over 12 hours. Police began their work quickly. Friends, neighbors, co-workers. No one had seen her. No clues, no leads. Then a breakthrough. Surveillance footage from a supermarket at 10:45 p.m. showed Carolai willingly entering a white Honda CR-V. She had no purse, no phone. The camera couldn't make out the driver's face or the license plate. But what that footage captured was the last time Carolai Serrano was ever seen alive. Carolai del Carmen Serrano Cordero was born in 1993 in Heredia province. Raised by her devoted single mother, Rosemary, who worked tirelessly selling tamales to keep her family afloat. Over the years, Rosemary remarried and raised a blended family. Carolai, despite financial hardships, was a loving daughter, sister, and a doting single mother to Amanda. She dreamed of becoming a lawyer. But life had other plans. She worked at the local bimbo bakery to provide for her daughter. Her world revolved around Amanda and her mother. But in her heart, she longed for love. And that yearning brought someone dark into her life. His name was André Kubillo Hidalgo. He was charming, respectful, persistent. He worked with Carolai at the bakery. What she didn't know was that he was already married. André kept his private life hidden. He avoided questions. Never took her to meet his family. Always made excuses. Yet Carolai, like many others, wanted to believe the best in him. She clung to hope that with time, he'd come around. But instead of commitment, André gave her deception. Then, something changed. Carolai sent him a photo of a positive pregnancy test. It wasn't real. She'd downloaded it from the internet, a desperate move to push André to take responsibility. But instead of responding with concern, André panicked. To him, this was a threat, a risk to his marriage, his reputation, his double life. And he decided she had to be eliminated. Over the next few days, André began looking for someone to carry out the murder. First, he approached adults. They refused. Then he turned to teenagers. He offered $250 and a pack of cigarettes to a troubled underage girl to help him solve a problem. She agreed, and brought in 2 others, 19-year-old Sto Rodriguez and a 17-year-old male. André stayed in the shadows, orchestrating everything from behind. The teens got a gun, chose a remote overlook in the Barva region. On the night of August 12, André messaged Carolai, inviting her to a casual hangout. She got into the car, unaware of the horror waiting. When they reached the dark, isolated spot, the trap was sprung. As the teens held her arms, André raised the gun and pulled the trigger. Carolai was shot in the head. They buried her in a shallow grave, hoping animals would scatter the remains. Then André drove them home, and returned to Carolai's place to remove her phone, purse, and ID. He wanted it to look like she had just disappeared. In the weeks that followed, André began posting religious quotes and messages of grief online, playing the part of a grieving friend, hoping to cover his tracks. Meanwhile, Rosemary refused to give up. She launched a social media page, begged for information, and shared her daughter's story with other grieving families. Young Amanda began asking, "When is mommy coming back?" They told her, "Mom became a star in the sky." Nearly 6 months later, February 2020, an anonymous tip led police to an area near Barva volcano. Days into the search, they found it. A shallow grave. Bones, hair, clothing. The same outfit Carolai wore the night she vanished. Though DNA confirmation would take weeks, everyone knew the truth. Carolai had been found. Police began reviewing white Honda CR-Vs in the province. One matched André Kubillo Hidalgo. He and 3 others were arrested. Under pressure, 2 teenagers confessed. One had even kept blood-stained clothes. André pled guilty. So did Rodriguez. They were both sentenced to 24 years in prison. The underage female accomplice was given 12 years. Rosemary pushed for more. André's vehicle, motorcycle, and $1,000 were handed over to Rosemary as restitution. She used it to renovate their home and build a room for Amanda. One afternoon, Amanda was playing in the yard with her grandmother, when a white feather floated down from the sky and landed in her lap. She looked up and said, "Mom sent it from heaven." That feather became her most treasured possession. Until one day, she lost it. But what remained was a memory, and a story of love, betrayal, and the relentless pursuit of truth. If you made it this far, thank you. Stories like Carolai's deserve to be remembered, not just for the crime, but for the life that was taken. Please like, comment, and share this video so more people learn her name. Until next time, stay safe, stay aware, and take care of each other.